Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing really well. Stay tuned during the whole video because I'm gonna show you a lot of sneak peeks from my new parody. So what is my new parody? Of course, is the continuation of my first Elden Ring animation. And it's gonna be called Dark... it's gonna be called Dark Elden Ring. Now you might ask me like, why, Shez, why are you being so edgy? Okay, so the thing is that you saw probably the first parody and you saw that the ending was pretty dark, right? Like it's on brand with Elden Ring, the game, I would say. But for a parody, the ending was pretty dark, right? So I really wanted to go for a darker tone for this animation. There will be like a part of the animation that has a thread of a story that is kind of dark. The themes will be more serious, basically. And even some of the locations that I'm gonna feature, they will have a more darker tone, like for example, the deep root depths, the catacombs, and the underground in general. Still, of course, it's gonna be super silly, so don't worry about that. I'm just saying that I'm gonna kind of like structure it in a way that is more cinematic, with some parts that are going to be more serious, but hopefully enjoyable as a story. Because of this, I'm going to feature some of the enemies that I didn't put in the first parody, enemies that are more dangerous, I would say. There's going to be many bosses that I couldn't fit in the first animation as well. For instance, when it comes to bosses, I'm going to feature the fights against the Godskin duo, the two guys, but the individual fights. I really wanted to feature those because, believe it or not, like the Godskin Apostle fight is one of my favorites in the whole game. It goes without saying, of course, I'm gonna give some more attention to Ranni the Witch, as I promised you in the first video. And people were saying, hey, where's more Ranni the Witch? And I was like, it's because the video was already like 45 minutes, so I had to leave something out, because it was impossible otherwise to feature everybody and give, enough time to feature all the main beats of the story. But yeah, she's gonna have more screen time for sure. Also, Fia's quest will be featured and other stuff, but of course, obviously Malenia will be central to the whole video. The parody will pick up from where left off in the first video, but I kind of like made this parody in a way so that you can enjoy it even if you haven't watched the first one. Because, I don't know, think about it like a lore video, right? If you watch a lore video about one character, you can enjoy it as it is, as long as you know the game, right? So you know the game, so you watch a video about the lore, of this particular character, but you don't necessarily have to have watched other videos about other characters, right? So it's gonna show like a slice of things that are in Elden Ring, and that's it. You can enjoy it as it is, and I think that's a very good idea because nowadays it's very risky to put up a video and say, okay, this is part 2, episode 3, because people are gonna be like, I haven't even watched the first one, so but instead this way I feel like it can be more accessible. What combination of armor and weapon am I gonna use in this video? I decided to go for the fingerprint armor, and the reason is because I really like the fact that it's like, for the physique that I'm trying to represent, quote unquote, in the parody being similar to me, it's not too cumbersome, it's very nimble, and I just like, the color, and the fact that it has a cape also makes the animations a little bit more exciting, when there's some action going on. And for the weapon, I decided to go for the Bastard Sword, because I feel like it's not too exaggerated, it still allows for some mobility. It looks amazing, and the design is pretty clean. So I think these two combinations are, they're like just so good. Let's talk about the progress with this new parody. So I would say that roughly speaking, I should be around 50% done right now. To give you a better idea, here's the art book that I did for Elden Ring, which, by the way, it's a 150 pages art book. It's kind of insane. It took a lot of work. And in this art book, basically, I have this section that shows the process of animation, when it comes to visuals. Of course, doesn't talk about the script, that doesn't involve the scripting or the audio editing and the video editing, but just gives you an idea of the visual process, So there's 4 steps mainly. The first step is the storyboard, which is a very, very rough version of the parody, just to give an idea of roughly what I'm going for. Then you have the animated sketches, which is where the animation actually comes to life. Certainly, it's rough still, but in this phase, all the animations are technically done. And with time, I tend to make these animated sketches way better. Before, like back in many years ago, my animated sketches were super rough. They were borderline, almost like a storyboard. But now I just put a lot of details, so everything is kind of like very, very clear where it's going, So the next step, which is the outline, is more about kind of cleaning up everything, to make it look clean. And then at the end, you have the coloring. So as you can see, right now, I am basically done with the animated sketches. So the parody is in front of me, completely animated. I just have to go through the process, which is really tough, of course, of making it look clean and retracing every one of the drawings and then doing the coloring. So like I said, I'm about 50% done overall, I would say. As for the release window, I would say probably around late summer, just a bit after the DLC has come out, and the dust has almost settled. I think it's pretty realistic because there's a lot of work to do, certainly, but yeah, I think it will be a good time. Of course, there's going to be also a trailer, and I've already decided the shots that I want to put in the trailer. So it's going to be as long as the trailer for the first parody, which is pretty crazy, right? Because the first parody was super long. Even in this one, there's a lot of stuff. And so, yeah, the trailer will be pretty much as packed with stuff as the one from the first parody. And because I tend to prioritize the stuff that goes in the trailer, and I've already decided which shots are going to be there, the trailer will come out way earlier. I don't have a date at the moment, but as usual, I always prioritize the trailer, and so it will be out sooner than you think. I think it's a good idea if we talk just a little bit about YouTube and how, the scene has changed in these last couple of years. I talked to people that also do animations, and they have even bigger channel than mine, and it's kind of strange, we can't really figure out what YouTube is changing into, and the algorithm that kind of governs YouTube is really messy. Like, you can't really predict what they're going for and how to please, the content, or rather the platform with the content that you create. So, YouTube seems to kind of like trying to be a TikTok style kind of platform, which is really, really bad because, of course, with shorts, the content creators don't really get any money. It's more like a sly way for YouTube to try and get people to stay on the platform all the time, but us, we don't get anything from it. We just get the opportunity, to promote our stuff in the hopes that for some reason it gets people just click on it like randomly, which is really weird. I don't get it. I like the format of the stuff that I do, and people seem to like it. But the problem is that YouTube is not facilitating this, So a common thread about this that I talked with other people about is that you make a new video and it does well, and even the ad revenue, because YouTube is very aggressive with the ads right now, it's been like that for a couple of years now, the video can do well, even the ad revenue seems to be good initially, but then said video just disappears from the radar, just like it vanishes. And that's so strange, because many years ago, like around 2019, I would say, around that period, YouTube videos were like being recommended all the time. They were recommended constantly, even if they were a little bit older, they were still going, and YouTube was actually, making money from them. The problem is that the ad revenue sucked. It fucking sucked. But now the ad revenue is good, but the videos are short-lived. Like they get promoted by YouTube, they get recommended, but then after 3 weeks they disappear. It's crazy. So the numbers that I'm doing now in terms of views are similar to the numbers that I was doing in 2017, which is absurd, you know, because in this time span of all these years that I've been on YouTube busting my ass, I've made so many videos, you know, so you would think this accumulates, you know, and so there's more stuff and more videos that are on your channel, and there will be more views and more views and more views. But it's not like that anymore. It's almost like you always have to, you get reset from zero, you know. So the views that I'm making now, they're similar to the views that I was making in 2017, which is crazy. And you can see, like in the graph, that the video does really well initially, and then it just disappears. It's just like YouTube decides to not recommend the video anymore for some reason. I think it's because they are saying, okay, you made a video, now make another one, which is terrible, you know, because it's just saying, oh, this is just crank another one, you know, like it's easy, especially for me. So I don't know, man. I'm continuing to do what I do. I'm so happy that there's people that enjoy it, you know, because even if YouTube is weird like that, the people that are there watching, they're always happy with what I do, and that's amazing. But I do feel very tired, you know, because also I'm not like 25 anymore. Matter of fact, I'm 36. So as you can imagine, you know, I'm just tired of all the workload doing these videos and not having a good feedback from YouTube, you know. Just like you're navigating in a way that you don't even know what you should do, you know. So all I can do, I suppose, is do what I like, what I believe in, you know, because I just don't wanna bend over, you know, to do something that it is not something that I like, and change the format to something else. I just love to do things like this. I'm just tired of the fact that it's, you know, it's still just me doing this stuff, and it's a lot of work, you know. But I still find the motivation to continue. It's just that it takes longer, I suppose. So another thing is that before the pandemic, for a brief time, I hit the goal of having 300 Patreons, which was awesome. So I had kind of like big plans about stuff that I wanted to do in the future. It was a really cool time, you know, but it was, again, also short-lived. I saw a glimpse of an evolution from my channel where I could be like, okay, I'm gonna hire some people to work with me, you know, and stuff like that. But then, because of the pandemic and other problems with jobs and stuff due to the pandemic, etc., my supporters kind of slowly went down. So yeah, like the idea of like expanding what I do in a more professional way kind of like faded in a way, because the amount of patrons that I reached at the time, it was enabling me to invest in something like that. But then it started to go down, you know, slowly every month, more down and more down and more down. So I was able at the end to at least do some collaborations, you know, as you saw in my Elden Ring animation. So I think I want to do like a goal, you know, I want to try to reach 300 patrons again, because that will be really nice. And so I hope that, you know, with people seeing all the effort that I put in the animations, and by the way, I'm going to do also some animation streams. They're going to resume pretty soon. I hope people can just see, you know, how much work goes into this. And, you know, there's people on Patreon that do podcasts or they do game reviews, you know, and they have 3,000 Patreons, you know. And here I am, like in 2024, and I have less than I had before, you know. So it's like, man, it's like, what the hell, you know? Like, we are taught, you know, that there's this kind of like capitalistic idea of you have to always be better, you know, make more money and just like increase, you know, your company and stuff like that. And I think that's bullshit. But what I feel that is demotivating to me is that I'm not like evolving and I'm not staying the same. I'm just going down, you know. It's like, come on, man, what am I doing? Like, I'm working all week and also Saturdays and Sundays. It doesn't make any sense, you know. So I'm hoping that maybe with the animation stream that I'm gonna make, with the trailer of the new parody, and even this announcement, some people will even join, you know, the Patreon. Maybe drop $1 per month if you want. And of course, you know, as with all my parodies, even in this one, if you pledge, you can have your name featured in the animation forever. I don't have sponsorships as usual. That's another thing that I hate sponsorships. I don't want to do that. If people believe in what I do and they want to throw me $1, that's amazing. That's all I ask. And like I said, you know, there's all the rewards, like the art books that I made, the storyboards, the wallpapers, and all of that stuff. The animation streams will resume pretty soon. Probably next week I will already start doing them. And of course, in the animation streams, you will see some scenes that are that I reserved just for the animation streams. So I'm gonna work on them from the beginning to the end during these streams. I think I'm gonna try to stream on both YouTube and Twitch now that is allowed, and see how it goes, you know. So we'll see if it's a good idea. One last thing I wanted to mention is the subscribers. Now, in like more than 10 years, I've never said, you know, like on camera, make sure to subscribe. But I feel like I shot myself in the foot. I mean, I'm proud that I didn't kind of like blatantly ask people, hey, please subscribe. But again, you know, it's a question of the fact that it seems that you have to remind people to do it for people to actually subscribe. And I'm almost like shocked that I have so many subscribers without having told people directly to subscribe. But what is weird is that I get some comments sometimes in my videos that are the nicest, sweetest comments. They put me on a pedestal for my animations, which, and please trust me, this is not a humble brag. All I'm saying is that these nice people, they say things that are way too exaggerated, you know. They say, oh, you know, you're the best animator or stuff like that, which is not even true at all, you know. My animations are functional and they're nice, you know, for people that love you know, Souls games, but they're not the best at all. But they say stuff like that, and it's amazing. That's really motivating. But then I look at the user and they're not even subscribed, and I'm like, what what the hell, you know. It's just like so weird. So because, you know, if I really love intensely a channel, you know, I am going to subscribe 100%, obviously, you know. So that leaves me, I find it so bizarre. I made a video like years ago that was about ringing the bell. It wasn't even about subscribing, it was about ringing the bell. I made a whole video just to tell people to ring the bell instead of saying, hey, ring the bell, you know. I made a video, but yeah, like that was it. I should have done a video about subscribing, maybe. I don't know. But the thing about subscribing is that it's mostly like a way to kind of like it doesn't really matter nowadays how many subscribers you have. It's more like bragging rights, I suppose. But what is important is the uptick of the trend, you know. If your channel is gaining subscribers, YouTube knows that, you know, this channel deserves the attention, deserves the views, you know. So it kind of enables you to get more people coming to your channel. And because the algorithm is so vapid and weird, you are put in a category that allows you to reach more people. So like I said, it's bizarre. I have many subscribers, but at the same time I reach like a quarter of them every time I put a new video out. So I don't know, like all I'm saying is that if you're watching this video right now and you happen to realize that you're not subscribed, if you can, please subscribe. All right, so guys, I think that will be it. I hope to see you during the animation stream so we can kind of chat together and hang out. And yeah, I thank you for watching this video and bearing with me. And yeah, take care.